Gauze Garage coming to you from a special treat today. And this is Henry. And in Henryland, you're going to see some very special cars. And Henry, how long have you been involved in the car hobby?
Well, I would have to say most of my adult life.
Yes.
From the time I was just a teenager, living overseas, I had a '57 Chevy. That was my first love when you talk about cars. And from there on, we moved to the States, and
yes,
and it kept on. And I had to, after I had established myself where I could do something and buy something, I started going after the Tri-5s. My '57 is still my passion, and then beyond. And I basically love all the makes and models. There's no one particular. I seem to favor maybe GM, but that's just because it happens that way.
Yes.
But I have Ford Mustangs and other I had Chrysler products, and so it to me they're all in the same family. They're all made in the United States.
Yes.
And that's what I like about them, and they all have class.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. You know what I like? Is because your collection, which we're about to look at, is not mundane or ordinary. Everything is very special.
Well,
and
I try to make it that way. And most of these cars I've had for a number of years, as much as the oldest one is probably from the 80s.
Yes.
And the 90s. And I bought them to restore, and I restore them myself. And so and once I have them, they're they're like my children. You don't,
yes, absolutely.
You don't get rid of them. They're yours for good.
All right.
Here we go.
So you want to walk us through?
Yeah, let's do that.
All
let's
right.
Go inside and see what we have here. And these are all, like I said, all cars that came from my old barn as parts cars or cars to restore. And the first one we're looking here is what we refer to as a Resto Widow.
Yes, Resto Widow.
It's a '57 Chevrolet, a utility, a true utility sedan, which means that it came from the factory without a back seat. So
yes.
What we did, we decided, since we have what we call original Black Widow.
Yep, back in the back.
Yes.
Yep.
We decided to do this one in the modern version. It's a Morrison chassis and 4-link suspension and an LS3 engine.
Oh, awesome.
So, and all the modern, but in the old.
Oh, you sure did.
Old look.
Yes.
And it's.
Wow.
Looking at it, you think we're looking at an original '57 150, but it's anything but that.
No doubt. So you're able to take more creative license with this car.
Yes. And it was just something we decided that do it a little different, but we went to the length of having wheels made because we thought it should have the old painted wheel like they did back in the day. But we needed bigger wheels and wider wheels for bigger and wider tires.
Absolutely. And you can see those monster tires on the back.
And it's
nice.
Rated as it is. It's rated around 600 horse.
Mm-hmm.
So it would definitely, and it has a Tremec, 6-speed Tremec hooked up.
Wonderful.
To it. So it should get up and go. And then of course the big brother is
here's the one right here.
And this is undoubtedly the most accurate recreation of these NASCARs, which was nicknamed Black Widows. And it was actually built with the supervision of Rex White, which is the fellow that drove this car, and he was also
a builder.
A builder. He worked for Southern Engineering, and he built these cars. So he was able to help us to recreate this car as original as possible. And he has put his blessing on the car, and
awesome.
that it is as good. Well, he says it's better than the one he had because my car never looked this good, he said.
That's right, because it was,
Yeah, the paint job is very nice, and we have a painter that is really fast, we think, and it shows. So this car is, it's been to different places up in the Carolinas at the museum. It was up in the Mooresville Museum.
Excellent.
For a while, and Rex White, he had it on the track up at the Bowman Gray Stadium. So this thing's been around.
So for all practical intents and purposes, this is probably one of the absolute best and faithful recreations of the Black Widow race car.
Absolutely no doubt, no question about it, because the fact of the matter is that those 6 cars that were built and modified for actually promoting the fuel injection, they're all gone, and they were, I mean, shortly after they were banned from racing because of the fact that it was an unfair advantage that they had. Ford and Chrysler protested. And so with that, the cars were of no use to Chevrolet anymore. So they were basically handed over to the drivers. Either that or they would have been destroyed, because the cars are built and modified for racing. Therefore, they're not
sellable.
They're not sellable.
Yes.
They cannot be sold.
Okay.
So they were handed over with a bill of sale, and Rex told us they had to pay $1 to seal the deal. And with that, he went racing with it with carburetors, and he did pretty well with it. But then he started accidentally banks into the wall, and then at the end,
that was the end of it.
Right. Yeah, and the car was gone, and it was just cannibalized for parts. And, and that was that. So there aren't any more.
Can we look into that engine and?
Oh, absolutely.
I'll take a look.
Look at the.
We'll move around to here eventually, but
obviously they were all fuel injected.
183 horsepower.
Yeah, that's what they posted. 283 horse, which gives them 1 horsepower per cubic inch. But in all honesty, these engines were tweaked by Chevrolet. They gave them a little bit more compression, and therefore they got the horsepower approximately to 315.
Excellent.
Possibly 320 by doing so. But that was not to be known, because they were advertised as one.
They kept it on the down low.
But they did very well with it on the tracks. Like I said earlier, to the point that everybody else got upset.
Yes.
Said this is not a fair game. So
I can imagine.
With that, they were banned. But it's been a wonderful thing to recreate with the help from Rex, and he was so good. Anything we asked him, he would be able to tell us how they did certain things, because there's really not a manual as per se that can tell you every.
He was the gentleman that built the original.
He was the gentleman,
yes.
And with his
Excellent.
Unbelievable memory that he
no doubt.
Because I don't care what it was. You ask him, and instantly he didn't even hesitate. He would know the answer to anything.
Yes.
And so that was, and he was just a great person, and everything about it. So we were able to, like I say, we do believe, and he would have testified to that this is the most accurate representation of a Black Widow.
Awesome. And now I mistakenly called that a bungee cord. Well, that's to hold the hood down.
Yes, and actually that is what most people would call it, and it makes sense. But it's actually an aircraft part. It was used on Piper Cup airplanes, and it was the purpose of it was to dampen the blow of the landing gear.
Yes. And
so when we had Rex told us about what it was, and also he told us make sure as the markings are correctly for that period.
Yes.
So when we ordered this from a restoration place up in Alabama that sells parts for plane, they were able to give us exactly what we asked for.
Excellent.
That goes into the 50s. That there's black markings, because on a plane you have to have that all date coded. So at a certain time, if it's too old, you got to replace it. But
yes.
But that's what.
So it's a different color by decade, I think you said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Each decade carries a different, and that's what Rex he said. To make sure you get the ones with the black markings. That's the 50s.
Oh, okay. So cool.
And he even pointed out to me, because if you see this photo or this poster, that's the Black Widow. At the first time we went to met with him, and we wanted to get his blessing before we started showing the car. And I also wanted him to show me where he put the bungee cord and how he placed it on the bumper before I ruined that bump. That beautiful bumper.
Exactly.
And he was able to tell me that he remembers it coming across the turn signal
perfectly on a straight line.
Right.
Okay.
And
Yes.
that's all of these little details he remembered and was able to tell us. And without his help,
Yes.
or his input, we would not be able to recreate this car to the accurate
Yes.
that it is. And it was just a wonderful experience.
Absolutely.
So,
no doubt.
There's a lot of things that
So impressive.
yeah, that are his. For instance, this pad on the seat.
Yes.
He was very proud of that because he said, "This is something that I come up with."
The original bolster.
Right, and you might think of it as a beginning of a bucket seat, maybe.
Yes.
Because it keeps your body intact. You don't slide over to the right side, and of course, with the door closed, that's your
Red
support.
oxide primer on the floors.
Yeah, and that was another thing that he said we were allowed to remove the rubber floor covering because it was we could basically tell them that this is a safety thing.
Yes.
Because when you're switching from clutch to brake to gas, your foot might be wadded,
Caught on the rubber, yeah.
Up on the rubber mat.
Yes.
So but other than that, we were not allowed to remove anything like moldings or anything. It all had to stay intact because this is a stock car.
Yes.
So it had to be stock, and the only thing that you can change is something that had to do with the safety.
Okay, yes.
Just the
yes.
safety features. So we were allowed to remove the headlights because that was a safety feature if it gets bumped by another race car.
Yeah, you got glass and
that
yes.
stuff falls on the track
Absolutely.
and you get an accident or a flat tire on the cars behind you or so forth.
Yes.
And maybe your own.
Homologation rules. Yes.
So, and safety clamps, we will probably. This is a certification sticker that was changed every year.
Ah, okay.
You had to go through inspection, and NASCAR would certify them for that calendar year. So
Yes.
we got a new sticker. This happened to be for the 1957
Yes.
year, and everything about this. Rex told me at one point that the cars had firewalls in them, and I did not understand what he was talking about. He said we didn't remove any firewall, and then he said we were talking about what the back seat would have been. Of course, this came without one. There was a cardboard panel back there, and masonite, and that would have been a disastrous thing if the gas tank blew up. So that had to be a steel plate. And that was one of those things that if you did not have that, you're not
going on the track. Yes.
So there are certain things like that, and also the safety clamps that held the door to the B pillar and to the roll bar. That was something that had to be there.
This one's not on there, so you can get in, but you do have it on the other side.
We had it on there, and that was permanently there. From what Rex tells me, it has the. Yeah, that would be original. Taken from original photograph that was
yes. How
done
about
in
that?
Dayton on the first day of racing, and that's Rex in the Black Widow.
And you can see the
bungees on the front. Well, we still call it bungee, but
it's holding the hood down, and there's one on the trunk as well.
One on the trunk, and so we were able to do all the markings from that photograph.
Yes.
And incidentally, all these markings are done by a local. Mural painters.
Oh,
and
very
they're
nice.
all hand painted, and they're not decals; they're painted
nice
on the car. So it's phenomenally well done. And
yes,
and basically from that photograph,
photograph.
The worth off of that,
to tribute car.
Yes. So and then on this
Sure
side,
enough.
we're looking at the clamp. Installed the way they were.
This is another safety homologation
and
piece.
That's another thing that was a must. You did not go on the track.
And this is bolted to
the roll bar.
To the roll bar.
And so it keeps the A pillar, or B pillar, I should say. That's an A pillar up here, and the door bolted to the roll bar. So in case of a rollover, the door would stay intact. But that's pretty much, but there's a lot of, like, the wheels are very special, and there's many cars have been replicated, to look like a widow, and some of them are very, very well done. But as far as I know, nobody has been able to come up with the correct wheels.
Yes.
Because the wheels are very special. They're not just 57.
Yeah, they're not a
wheels.
standard steel wheel.
No,
yeah.
they're not. They're actually meant for airport, 8-door airport limos.
Oh, no kidding.
What they were intended for.
Super heavy duty.
Right. So they built hundreds of airport limos in that time frame from 55 up to maybe 60. So these wheels were in their special stock.
Nice.
Yeah, as heavy duty passenger car parts.
Yes.
And we found those wheels out in Oklahoma some years ago, and they're Kelsey Hayes wheel, and they're one of the wheels that we had actually had part numbers, paper tag inside when we took the tires off, so we could verify that they were exactly the wheels that they used.
Excellent.
So
Man,
that's
is
something
awesome.
that not many people have been able to come up with the correct wheels. There are many, and some of the truck wheels, they look very similar, but they're only 5.5 inches or 5 inches.
Yes.
And they just don't have that shape as those wheels have. And later in the 60s, they would have tabs here or bumps for
the
dog dish hubcap.
Right. Yes.
That's what people have been using. Because they did make a 6-inch wheel in 1965 and on up. So that's
Very
so
nice.
There's a lot to it, and this fuel injection is a high calibrated unit. It's the
Oh, okay, for racing.
the
Yeah.
4520 unit. It's actually a January unit of 1957, so it will be correct for that application.
Yes.
And it has the cast iron Fenton headers, which was a
Oh, yes.
part that was very hard to come by. It's got the X casting heads.
Oh, yes.
All the
you can
correct,
see that right down to the left.
parts and a big radiator,
Wow.
the heavy duty radiator, which is and then all the parts that they would have had.
And this is a culmination of how many years, Henry?
It's over 30 years.
30.
Yeah,
Wow.
And
That
then
is
most of that,
impressive.
just about all of that has gone into locating parts and learning how it was done. And the build, it was done. I guess it's about 4 or 5 years ago we started doing the car.
I remember.
Because we had all the parts by then. See, I wasn't going to do the cars that's to this degree unless I could, sport all the original parts.
That's right.
So when that was accomplished, I was ready to go.
All right.
And so it turned out as good as we could possibly hope for. So.
Sure enough. Impressive.
Yeah, so that's our widow
Yes.
story here, and then besides that, we have some modern cars in
Sure do.
In our Ford department. We have a 2017 GT350R car.
R edition.
The Shelby GT350. And
Wow.
It's a phenomenal car.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and of course,
And it's a beautiful machine.
Yes, it's very. I mean, it's a fun car to drive. The handling is phenomenal. And then we have a couple of Super Snakes that
Oh,
we
nice.
had built. They're 2008, both of them.
Yeah.
And they were done. We finally we tried to get a 2007 car, and we were not quite there. We were not important enough to get on the list. So when the 2008 came, we got the 2008. So we shipped them to Vegas, and they were done by Shelby.
He was alive. Yes.
Yeah, they were both modified.
Yes.
They're
And also,
Yeah.
you see in the back, this is the S197 platform.
Yes.
And what number is?
And the build number on this car is SS197. And that was just something that it just so happened we were lucky enough to get that number. And I wasn't knowledgeable enough of Mustang to know what that meant.
Yes.
But later
But by happenstance, you got number 197.
And some person at a car show pointed that out and wanted to know how I pulled that off to get that kind of number.
Yes.
I said that was just a total, by accident.
Yes.
But cool.
Yes.
So the other one happened to be a lower number. It's a 156.
All right.
Even though they were both sent out together, but the fact of the matter is we ordered this orange one done a week or two before the other one. So in the meantime, some other people got into the line. So
gotcha.
I wanted them to
be consecutive.
right.
Yes,
but that's okay.
Good enough. They're close together.
Yeah, so meaning that's the 156th car done, and this is the 197th car done.
Awesome.
At the Vegas Mazda.
And out of Shelby American, Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, that's right. And they both have. We were fortunate enough. Mr. Shelby was still with us at that time, so all the documentation and the
have his signature
of ownership
Excellent.
is signed by him personally, because he was actually had an office in the building. This would be this would be the 197 car, and this is the 156 car.
Ah, very good.
So these were.
That is amazing.
Yeah, so that's. Yeah, they're wonderful cars, and they're pretty fast.
You got to know what you're doing.
Yes, you do not get in them and get on them unless you are familiar with them.
What's the horsepower rating on these?
They're 725.
Okay.
They start out as a GT500.
Yes.
That's 500 horse, and then with the modification that Shelby does, which is substantial, it ups it up to 725.
Nice.
And however,
that's enough.
Yes, it's more than enough. But I found out that before, when it was a 500 horse GT500, it was squirrelier and harder to control.
Oh yeah.
Then after they got it modified with the suspension, they did the upgrade. It became a tamer and a more manageable beast after the fact.
Yes.
And many people would think that you add that horsepower, that 225 horses. That's going to be uncontrollable, but not so.
No, it's a better balance between the power and the handling and suspension.
The suspension was, greatly
yes, sir.
improved.
Makes perfect sense.
So that it was very nice, but you still have to, be careful. You do not floor it when you're making a turn out onto a roadway or anything such that. You better make sure you're aware of what it might get away from you. So. But they're beautiful cars. And
they really are, truly are.
This one is the kind of a rare color. It's the grabber orange.
Grabber orange.
Yeah. And this is just the typical red. This is pretty too. And
in the modern boss cars, they would refer to it as.
The grabber. This one.
Yeah, in the boss cars, like the 2012, 2000.
That would be a school bus yellow.
Yes, that's right.
We had one of those, but it ended up overseas.
Okay.
That was a very nice car, 2013.
Yes.
Boss.
And school bus yellow is what they referred to the race cars as.
Yes.
But it was all grabber orange.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just I had these things parked side by side, and there's a little bit of difference in when you see them side by side. But if you're looking at one in one place and then come back to the other one, you say, well, it's the same, painted out of the same can.
That's right.
Not so much.
Yes, nope, not so much. Not on the new ones. There is color differentials, yes.
And then, of course, we got
these are special back here, man.
These are old cars that I've had for many years. In the case of this 1955 car, it comes out of Fountain Hill, Arizona. And I acquired this car back in the early 90s. And as a matter of fact, there's a picture of me.
This has got crazy options on it, doesn't it?
We haven't even counted them all, but they're unbelievably many, and some of them so rare that I get people, they argue with me about things. For instance, the Ultronic Eye, the high and low beam control apparatus, that is something that is so seldom seen that people have said, well, that's out of an Oldsmobile or out of a Buick. That's not a Chevy. They didn't have that. But, of course, I got the original booklet in the glove box that has shows the Ultronic Eye.
You know, I have to stop you. There was a gentleman down in Englewood with a 58 Impala convertible.
Yeah.
And he had the vacuum jar under the dash, which sucked out the ashes out of the ashtray. I thought it was some J.C. Whitney bullcrap.
I think that 57.
Oh, you got it? Do you really? And most people are like, I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know.
I have that. It's called actually the technical name for it is flame out.
Yeah, Flame Out or
Yeah,
Sigavac or something.
Well, it may have called it that in '58. They only came in
Yeah.
'57 and '58.
Okay.
And it was a extraordinarily rare
Metal, metal,
yeah, metal.
all metal into
yeah.
a glass jar.
Yeah, and there's a little funnel, little chrome
Yes.
plated funnel with a lever
Yes.
that you activate, and it creates suction
From the engine vacuum.
from the carburetor or
Yes.
wherever you can get
Yes.
vacuum from the engine, and then sends it in a jar, literally a mason jar.
Yes.
Under the, it's on the driver's side.
The 58 was on passenger side
Oh,
footwell.
okay.
Yeah.
This was on the door panel.
Fantastic.
And that was something that I inquired. That was not on this car when I got it, but I've got a new old stock one many years ago, probably
Beautiful.
20 years ago, and I said that has to be.
Yes.
That has to be put onto something. And
I can
that car
imagine.
was the right one.
So-
But 55 happens to have all the power
Windows.
Power windows, power seat. Obviously it's a power pack car.
Yes.
And power steering, power brakes, and Wonderbar radio, and it's got all these little. It's got a warning brake signal, and it has all the extra trim, shiny stuff like all the different guards and the door edge guard.
Yes.
And
Stone
door
guards
handle.
down on the bottom.
Yeah,
Yes.
the rocker moldings and the extra
Sure does.
override bumperette and continental kit and all that.
Oh, yes. So that's why you got the multi-piece bumper back here.
Yeah.
For the tonneau. Oh.
Yeah, they had to have that. And I was so fortunate to get my nice 55 Florida license tag. And those who have
nice.
lived here long enough, they would understand that this is actually correct for our county.
For Sarasota County.
16, yeah. 16
Beautiful.
Yes,
that's right.
That was based on population of the counties in the state of Florida back in that time.
No kidding.
So Miami would have been number 1, and Tampa, I believe, was number 2, and Jacksonville number 3, and so forth.
So we stacked up at the time as
we
number
were
16. Okay.
And our neighbors to the north, which is Manatee, was number 15. So they were larger in population than Sarasota.
Because there is a ton of people in St. Pete.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then another thing, the second character after the county number was the weight class. So W stood for car that was, in exactly the weight class that these cars are in.
Okay.
Had it been a Cadillac, which is a heavier car, it would have a WW, 2 Ws, one stacked on top of the other.
Oh, gotcha.
So that indicated the weight class, and you probably paid a little bit more.
Yes.
Depending on the weight of the vehicle. And the economy cars, the Volkswagen and so forth, they would have been had a D tag. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That indicated their weight class.
Smaller,
Yeah,
lightweight.
right. And then there was one other in between there, and this was just presented with a dash, and that was the cars in between, maybe a Falcon. And,
okay.
Yeah, cars that were a little bit less weight than this. So.
Gotcha.
But it was a rule for all of that.
Yes.
So that was kind of fun, and I happened to. My friend, when I got this car, he brought this tag to me and gave it to me, and he had it up on the wall in his garage, and he said, well, this should be on this car. And I sent it up to Tallahassee to the DMV, and they acknowledged it being...
They give it their blessing?
Yeah, right, and gave me the stickers, and ever since...
Awesome.
I just get a sticker to put on the tag.
There you go.
And because this is basically one of the first... times we took it out, and it says 10/25/92.
Yes.
And we were going to a car show, and we were they were asked to come dressed as like they were in the 50s.
Yes.
And we went through great length to, or especially my wife.
She got her poodle skirt on
and all that.
Yes.
And of course, it was no big deal for me. I had a leather jacket, and I rolled up my blue jeans, and I was ready to go.
Yes, sir.
But
I love it.
We arrived at this wonderful car show.
Yes.
And nobody is dressed the part. And we said, "What? The guys didn't get the memo? What's going on here?"
Yes.
And they, I don't want to too much bother.
Yes.
But at the same time, we were the hit of the show.
Yes.
And there was a lot of pictures taken.
That's right.
So,
You know, a lot of your concourse cars, people will dress up in the
yes,
period clothing.
I think it's
It's
very classy.
beautiful,
Yeah, I
no
think
doubt.
Yeah,
It is.
absolutely.
Yep.
You see one like Amelia Island and those places.
The two go Lake Mirror concourse.
Oh, Lake
Yes.
Mirror, yeah.
Same thing, and
Yeah,
the two go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a uniform of the era of the car.
Yes, it is.
So we enjoy that. But
All right.
And then
Now this is one of your most beautiful Tri-5s.
This car is
Oh my God!
It's a California car. It's built in Oakland, and it comes to us here in Sarasota by well, this lady is heading for Miami, and back in that time, this is a
perfect car for Miami.
yes, circa '87 that this is happening, and she has engine trouble outside of Sarasota.
Oh.
So the car is towed in, and she's told that the engine is pretty much done.
Yeah.
They're not knowing of the severity of the damage, but they said that a rebuild, if it can be rebuilt, is going to run into some
some money.
So she opted for, after discussing it with the mechanics, that to go and get just a used engine out of a salvage yard.
Yes.
So they ended up putting the 283 engine in it, and all this takes time. So she went back Miami and then back to California, and so months go by, and the car is ready, and so they are asking her about coming to get the car, and then she basically told them that right now I'm a little strapped for money, and if they could bear with her and wait a little bit. And, and this goes on for a while till the point that they said, no, we have to
sell it, mechanics lien, yes.
Yep. Well, and what happened, her realizing that she's not going to be able to do this, so she's asked him, would it be possible for me to give you the title and the paperwork for the car? Would that cover the cost that I had already endured? Well, this is '87, and the car was it was not perfect. It was basically the paint was weathered from the sun more so than no rust. So they ended up agreeing with that, and my good friend Bob, he heard about it, and he was a car guy, so he went and basically made a deal with him, paid the bill, and got the car, and at the same time got the original engine, the 265. And then
the original engine. Nice.
Years went by, and he wasn't able to do anything with it, and I ended up with it, and we gave the engine builder the engine to go through it and see what was wrong and if it could be rebuilt. It was relatively a minimal that had to be done to it. It was mostly the crank had to be turned, and then they boarded the 30 over and stuff like just standard stuff. And then here it is, and it's restored in the exact colors that they came in. It's very unusual for a convertible to have this color.
No doubt.
Because it was basically considered old person's
yes.
color.
Yes.
A lot of sedan cars, station wagons, were painted this color scheme, but not so many Tudor hardtop or.
For back in those times, this was the older outgoing color, and the new, And
they like the reds and the turquoise
turquoise, yes.
Color. But these colors, this yellow one is crocus yellow, and then the green is laurel.
Laurel green with crocus yellow. It's beautiful, man. I mean,
Hard top on it, the cloth.
Looks much better than a.
That is not something that Chevrolet would have done. They would have had the vinyl style top. But I just like how classy the cloth is.
Nobody would fault you for that, man. It's beautiful.
Like I said, my car. I don't think I did any major harm by doing so, other than maybe making it a little classier.
That's right.
That's the way
I agree. 100%.
But as we talked about, so. It has all the original.
Look at that interior, beautiful with the paint. Look how nice that works.
And it has all the original components, meaning engine, transmission, carburetors, power, everything that was there originally is back in there. So, it was what they refer to as power pack. The four, dual exhausts. So. And we even went so far as getting the original radiator restored because we wanted the numbers to be there.
Yes.
And so it's what you would call 100%.
And then also the core has the correct
they had the
parameters.
Yes, it's the cores is exactly what the old one was, and there was we had to get that out of. I think it came from Washington State. There was a fellow that was making those up there, and so it's 100% correct, and it's hasn't been driven much since I restored it, but it has a good home here.
Oh yeah.
Inside with his brothers.
She'll crank up and go.
Oh yeah. And the 57, that's another one I have.
Oh yes, look at this one.
That's Inca silver is the color.
Ah, okay.
And very classy, and I had that one from the 80s, and it's an older restoration, but it's still very good.
Oh, look at that.
And this one is a dual quad car. It's got 2 4-barrel carburetors.
No kidding. What would be the official name for this? Is that?
Well, that would be Super Turbo Fire.
Oh, Super Turbo Fire.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one's Power Pack.
Yeah, Power Pack.
Wow.
And so this would have been, being that it's automatic, it would have been 245 horses.
No
Had
kidding.
it been a stick shift, it would have been 270 horses.
Ah, okay.
So this was a milder version of the 2.4.
Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
still
very
special.
desirable. Yeah. So that's from a regular power pack, which would have been 220 horsepower.
Okay.
Jumps up to 245, and you can feel that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it does all right, and just a wonderful combination, and the interior is obviously the typical red and silver, and
Yep. Sure enough.
and it has both of these cars have padded dash in them.
Ah.
The 56 as well as the 57 that we're looking at right here. And this is the one that has the vacuum ashtray that we talked about.
Oh yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
That's cool. Press a button and out goes. Even a lit cigarette.
Yeah, you
out it
drop
goes.
the cigarette in the funnel,
Yes.
and it'll send it to the jar, and lack of oxygen will take care of it.
That's
there.
amazing.
Yeah.
That is so cool, man.
Yeah, that was an option that was available in 57 and 58.
Yes.
Very, however, it was very unique.
And it's a testament to American ingenuity.
Absolutely.
As far as the things they were doing.
Interesting things. And this car does not have a
Oh,
spare
wow.
tire, but
Yes.
it has some other things going on instead. So to me, and the one interesting thing about this car, these bumper
Yes,
cars
the bumper guards. Yes.
are there, and they're standard because on any other car there would have been an accessory.
Okay.
In the case of this car is built in New York, but the cars that were built or were sold in the state of Vermont would have had these because they have lights in them.
Oh, there is a light there for the tag.
Yes, and that was the regulations for the state of Vermont. That
okay.
They demanded that Chevrolet put a better illumination on the tag, so they took the accessory bumper guards that were available, and they bumped them out here and put a light similar to the one they have on station wagon.
Yes.
And then they were put on cars that were sold up there. And now it's not an accessory; it's a standard.
It's a standard
because
item.
Of the fact that it's a Vermont
Okay, gotcha.
sold car.
So
That's why that's kind of unique.
A state of Vermont thing made it a standard item
right.
for that. Wow.
Because that's the only way they can fix that lack of illumination for the tag light.
Dual antenna car.
Dual antenna. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
But this is old paint. Paint was back in the '80s, so it shows. Somewhere, but it's a nice driver, and I enjoy taking it
Yes.
to the drive-ins, and it's some of these show cars, they're just too perfect. You're just scared to take them out, and worrying that something will happen to them. So that's the story of the Tri-5, and like I said, they've been in my family for a long time, and they will stay together.
Yes, long-term ownership. You're keeping good for you.
Yeah, so all
Good
of
for
these
you.
cars, but the newest car, and one of the very special car.
Yes, the best for last. Look at this thing.
This beautiful 61 Cat with the Catalina,
Yes.
1960, and it has the Super Duty parts that basically in 1961 you were not able to buy a Super Duty car out the door from the dealer. You had to put you had to buy the package, the Super Duty package,
yes,
and install it. Take out the 389.
Oh, okay.
And put in the 421.
Yeah. What years were the Swiss cheese cars?
That was like 63, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
62, they started offering the cars with the Super Duty package straight from the dealer.
Yes.
But 61, they were not quite there, so you had to do it on your own, which is very few obviously did that. You buy a brand new car and you start removing the engine out of that. That doesn't sound.
That's right. And this particular car was put together by some mutual friends of ours.
Oh yeah, very special.
Mike and Jackie.
Mike Bratz and his wife. They worked together. They did this. They found this car in a junkyard out in Arizona. And it had the power train had been removed from it, but the body was very nice. And they were told it was a former race car. So Mike, he researched it and decided to hunt down the Super Duty parts and try to make it back into what it was. And he did a wonderful job. He took the body off the frame and powder coated the frame. and I mean, anybody that knew Mike knew what kind of a craftsman and stickler for accuracy.
No doubt.
He happened to be a former engineer with Champion Spark Plug.
That's correct.
So accuracy and it was his motto.
And the experimental ignition box on this car was from Champion.
Right, yep.
And there's something you will almost never see.
Right, yep. And everything about this car, it's done. It's not a car that sits here and just looks pretty. It has quite a history as far as racing. Mike has probably done maybe 50 races. I wouldn't be surprised if he had 50 races on this car.
Well, yeah.
And he's done very well with it.
Very well.
And he traveled around the state of Florida with the car. And on Saturday night, you might see it parked at a local car show.
Absolutely.
Always looking perfect.
Yes.
Because,
always.
Because Mike and his wife, after they'd done racing at the track, they brought it home. They would go over and clean it and put it away till the next show or race.
Exactly. They were very good like that.
You would never see one without the other. Whether it be a car show or at the track, they were always together.
Yes.
And it was wonderful people.
And you've got...
Yeah, I ended up with all of the stuff that they had accumulated, and Mike's widow, Jackie, she wanted me to have these things, and I
and there they are.
Made a special place for the car and the memorabilia that came with the car, and we called it Mike's Corner.
Ah, wonderful.
So, and the neat thing about it, I do this every morning as a routine. I come on this property because I live just around the corner.
Yes.
So I come in very early in the morning, and the first thing I do is turn on the Mike's Corner light.
Okay, Mike's Corner, right up there.
And I feed my cat and do this and that and start doing my chore. And in the evening when I go home, I go in here, turn the light off, and lock up the place. And this is a routine.
Yes.
So there's always... Mike's Corner is always lit up.
And God bless you for that, man.
Well,
because
it was I just wish I had gotten to know him a little bit better. I knew him through car shows, and we were several times. It just so happened I was parked next to him, and I always admired that beautiful car of his. And I told him that it was just a phenomenal car, and Jackie as well. So when he came, he passed away about 3 years ago now, and I heard. After the fact, maybe a month after he passed, that he had passed. So I asked a friend of mine that told me this, what happened to the car? And he said, I don't think you have to worry about the car.
Yes.
There's so many people that knew Mike and would love to have the car.
And treat it,
and I'm sure it's long gone. So
Yes.
And I said, well, you got Jackie's number, so give me, if you would, can I have that number? And I'm going to call her. And then,
Yes.
first of all, I offered my condolences in the loss of her husband, and then also inquire, maybe the car is still there. It doesn't hurt.
Yes.
And sure enough, I called her up, and she said, yeah, I still have the car, and I have a hard time deciding what to do. I want this car to go to a home where it's cared for.
Yes.
And I mean, it doesn't mean that they can't go racing, but do basically what we did.
Yes.
Take care of the car. And I'm not so sure that many of those people we know would have done that.
Right.
And then besides, if we let it go to a good friend of Mike's, and the next person will say, well, we were better buddies than this guy. Why is he? So it could create a friction.
That's right.
Yeah. So and I said to myself, I'm going to just lay it on the line and say, well, wouldn't it be better than if somebody outside the circle of friends would be purchasing it, and then nobody would bitch.
That's right.
They didn't.
Exactly.
So we ended up talking about it, and I said, I'm not going to discuss it. I'm going to come down and meet with you in person. She lived in a town south of it, and I did that, and we talked, and after we talked, and she just, when I was leaving, she embraced me and said, you know what? You are the person. I know, I can feel it. You are the person.
You know what she told me?
Yeah.
She said, when you showed up, she's like, I know that guy.
Yes.
She knew who you were,
and
she was so relieved.
Yes, I know.
That's what she
like
told
I said,
me.
We had been acquaintances just through the car shows and so forth.
That's right.
And she still talks about it. That's
That's wonderful.
I had a conversation with her a couple of days ago.
Yes.
And she has not been down here. And
so she hasn't seen the corner?
No.
Wow.
And I basically like for her. She is coming later in the spring. She said.
Oh, okay.
So she gets.
So I'm not going to send this to her.
No,
I'm gonna let her just be surprised.
Right. That would be wonderful.
Fantastic, Henry. Yes, sir.
So that's the story of the collection.
Yes. Yeah. And these interiors are so awesome.
Yeah.
What GM was doing back at that time.
And this interior, from what I've told, that you could get an optional Ventura style interior.
Oh yes.
Because the Catalinas and Mike found the new old stock material to make the interior of.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, with the parts that I got, spare parts, there was probably enough material to do another interior. Yeah, because he just bought whatever was available from this upholstery shop. So he can do but not that this one would ever be done that way. And then sometime later, Jackie, his widow, she explained to me that their daughter wanted something to remind their father, so she wanted to keep the racing helmet that Mike wore when he was racing. And I said, of course.
Oh, of course, yes.
But then months later, Jackie called me and said, I've got a package on the way to you. and she said, it's the helmet, because me and my daughter were discussing this whole thing, and she said, it's kind of a shame. I have no place to display it. I don't have a cabinet or anything. So it's in the closet. And that helmet really should be with the car.
Yes.
So they sent me the helmet, and there was I thought there was quite a sacrifice to do that.
Yes.
But a wonderful one at the same time.
Excellent.
And also the gloves that Mike wore when he was racing. So they're on the seat, just waiting for Mike to show up.
All right.
Back
that's
in the
great.
day. And he was, they called him Dino Mike.
Oh, yeah, Dino Mike.
Yeah,
that's
Dino
cool.
Mike is what they called him.
Very cool.
But he was a very special fellow, and like I said, I would have loved to have gotten to know him a little bit more. But I at least I got to care for his possession. I mean, after all the work that he put into this, and it had to be preserved in the stage that it was when he.
For all the times we hung out at the car shows, I got to know Mike a little bit. Yeah. He was a truly, genuinely excellent human being.
Everybody,
Jackie too.
Everybody got nothing but praises to say about both of them, and everybody knows that when you mentioned the yellow Pontiac,
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
Mike's
yeah,
car,
yep, Mike's car.
yeah.
That's right.
And the funny thing about this car is, since Mike built that engine, it's a very high compression engine.
Yes.
It's 11-to-1 compression.
Mm.
So with that, it requires some high
Race
octane
fuel, yes.
which is 112 race fuel. And the funny thing, when I purchased the car, it came with a 5-gallon tank or a 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, yeah.
Or filler with fuel, with high race
Oh, yes,
fuel.
just a
And,
typical race style, yeah.
Jack said Mike would only use the VP gas.
Oh, yes.
And she said, well, you can do whatever. But no, of course, I'll use the same thing.
We'll keep the same thing going.
Look at the can. It was kind of neat. See, since this is a cat, 61,
Oh.
This is cat food.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yep, right. It's cat food for the Catalina.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool. Yeah.
Yes.
So all these, yeah, and this car is just out of this world. It doesn't matter where you're looking at it.
You're not kidding, Henry. That is just beautiful, man.
Yeah, they were such. Kept it clean no matter where they were. With the racing or a car show, it always looked.
They were fanatical about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I got a lot of the cleaning products that she gave me with. And she instructed that this got to be, this is on the paint, and this is on the chrome, and they were just stickler for doing everything.
They had their process.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
And most of these trim parts that are on this car are new old stock parts that Mike was able to come across.
Yes.
Because when he
told me the process he went through for polishing.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I know this much because all the parts that were on the car originally, he kept, and I have those, so I can verify that these parts were replaced with new old stock Pontiac parts.
Nice.
So back in the 90s, it was doable, but I'm sure that's going to be hard to get today. Yeah.
So going with the wrap up.
Yes.
I noticed you have tons of automotive literature all the way down through here.
And we're not quite finished. As you can tell, the upper level is going to be covered so we can hang some more road signs and other things. So, and we have a lot of model 1/18 scale model cars there.
I did a close-up of those in a reel for Facebook. Cool. You're on Facebook, right? Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, awesome. So I think we got most of the things covered today.
We sure did. And Henry, I want to thank you very much for opening up Henry Land.
Henry Land. How about that?
And you know what? You've done an exemplary job of very, very special cars.
Thank you for that. And, and it's my enjoyment to do it and to share it.
Yes.
I think that needs to be done because you can't just lock yourself in here by yourself and nobody else gets to see
Absolutely, yes.
Enjoy it.
And let people appreciate it, which I certainly do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the name of the game. Yeah.
And there we have it. Gauze Garage coming to you from Henry Land with some extremely special cars. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.